Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Canal Days, What Life Was Like in the Industrial Connecticut River Valley. As always, I am your host, Carrie, along with my co-host, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Camus. Our Canal Days series explores historic sites through Massachusetts with Robert's expertise of the state's history as our personal guide. Each episode, we discover another historic location or landmark, exploring the significance within. Today's episode will be exploring the former Highland Baptist Church in Springfield, Massachusetts, known today as the Alden Baptist Church. So, where in Springfield is this church located?
All right, so we have a lot to talk about today. It's Highland Baptist Church is located at the corner of State Street and Stebbins Street. It's nowadays in a very commercial area. Now, it didn't start its life there at all, so we're going to have to talk about the history, architecture, and what is the church nowadays. So along the way, we'll talk about a lot of things. So, where was it before? Well, it was like on Union Street, but the big story is that location had an enormous fire, and it was totally destroyed. And so they had to rebuild, and that they did in the year 1907. And it might be confusing to you because they have a sign on this that says First Baptist Church, but I'll have to explain that along the way through in the history. But it's a gorgeous church. I wish you go visit and see all its many components. Rectory attached to the back left, social hall in the very back, and a large parking lot. But it's a nice architecture too, and we'll talk about that too.
And can you fill us in on the history of the church?
Okay, the wonderful history. Let's start with this church. The Highland Baptist Church was started or organized as a congregation of people on January 1st, 1887. The pastor was George Quick. Now, this church here is an offshoot of the First Baptist Church of Springfield. So that church's history is very important and tied in with this church's history. If this church started in 1887 in another location, why by 1907 does it have a new building going for itself? 20 years later, there's no reason for that. But it had a fire. In 1906, the first edition of the Highland Baptist Church was burnt to the ground. There's many pictures of it available. You can just type in its name, Highland Baptist Church, Springfield, and you'll see the horrible fire pictures. Now, if you stay with this church history, remember along the way it must have changed names, and it did into, of course, the Alden Baptist Church. They must have done that for a good reason. I don't know at this point when they changed it, but I'll keep researching it. And the good thing about my webpage, I always add text, pictures, videos, and podcasts like this, and you get to learn about it. Now, it's tied into the history of the First Baptist Church. Now, that First Baptist Church started in 1811, and that was downtown area, very close to the main street, and had a first edition of his church, and then it got bigger and moved a couple streets over, got a second edition of a church by 1840, and then it moved a couple streets over, got a third edition of that church by the 1860s, and then it moved over very close to St. Michael's Cathedral, in fact, two streets up Sumner Avenue from it, and it had a big brick and mortar location. But when the Highland Baptist Church burned in 1906, and it was their offshoot, they decided in 1907 that they would join back in with the Highland Baptist Church. So the First Baptist Church and Highland joined together as one church, and they sold their fourth location off, and they rejoined. And that's why, if you look at the cornerstone that's embedded into the brick on the right-hand side of the doors, it says First Baptist Church, 1811 to 1907. All right, and what that means is 2 years where the church was erected, the first erection ever, 1811, and then it's joined together with the Highland Baptist Church in 1907. A lot of Baptist church and Episcopal churches tend to do this when they put new cornerstones in. So you got to be careful what the dates mean.
And we'll be right back after this quick break. Are you fascinated by history and eager to explore the hidden gems of Massachusetts? Or maybe just looking for an enjoyable cultural activity for the family? Look no further than Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Comoon. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating public tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, or charming old churches, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not all. You can also book private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized and unforgettable adventure. Perfect for families or groups of all sizes, making an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit HolyokeCanalTour.org or email bobcat4214 at yahoo.com to schedule your private tour today. But wait, there's more. Don't miss out on Robert's podcast and video series, Canal Days, where you can dive even deeper into the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. Plus, for those who may not be local or would rather enjoy on the go, or from the comfort of their home, Canal Days brings the history right to your screen. So why wait? Discover the past with Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke and make memories that will last a lifetime. And remember to log on to HolyokeCanalTour.org. We're back with our Canal Days Highland Baptist Church episode. And can you describe the architectural style of the church and its rectory?
Yes. On the modern church, you got a gorgeous church and you got a gorgeous rectory. I think the rectory you would call almost a Tudor revival, an English Shakespearean look to it. And then on the church itself, you got a Gothic revival look to it. And that's in by looking at the windows, the portal around the doors themselves, and by all the stained glass side windows too. So it's a nice looking brick and mortar church. And as usual, you can go there and see for yourself, and both inside and outside, and appreciate it greatly. Now, I don't know the architect's name at this point, but at some point I'll learn that and put it down. Now, it does have a nice trim to it, brick and mortar on the upper floors, but on the lower floors, it has this gorgeous columned section in the very front, so catch those out.
And can you explain to us the transition of the church from being the Highland Baptist Church to what it's known as today as the Alden Baptist Church?
Yes, that's harder to explain. What probably happened, though, is this. They probably joined together with other Baptist churches around Springfield. And a lot of denominations of churches, when they join forces, they'll change their name at that point. So my best guess is the amount of people attending churches was really dropping by the late 1960s. And Baptist church usually are small in most cases. And so they probably joined forces with some of these. Probably also with a few African American Baptist churches too. So I'm going to add that to my webpage when I find it out. But I'm giving you a very typical situation which happened across the United States. So thank you for listening to this podcast, and please check out tours of churches that'll be starting to be given soon.
And thanks for tuning in to Canal Days and today's episode on the Highland Baptist Church in Springfield, Massachusetts, and joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. We hope you enjoyed uncovering some of the hidden gems and fascinating stories that shaped the past and the state of Massachusetts. A special thanks to Robert Camus, founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, for sharing his passion and expertise with us. Remember, you can find more information about Robert's tours, book private tours, and explore the Canal Days video and podcast series at holyokecanaltour.org. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and share. We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering the history that surrounds us. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to tune in to our next episode of Canal Days.